So what I want to do is take me right back to the start. Where does your love of horses come from?
Nobody knows. It's one of those things that I'm black sheep in the family, and since I could talk and walk, I always wanted to ride a horse.
So you don't remember the first time you sat on a horse?
I do remember. I was 6 and it was in a zoo, and I still got a picture, and I love that picture and put it on the school calendar when you're in a class and everybody has got their birthday marked, and mine is in August. So I never got to turn the page, and I was really cross each year.
Of course, yeah. And from there, when did it become a career?
So we moved home when I was about 11, and I was determined that if I move with my parents, then they're going to have to be stable nearby, that I'm going to be able to go and look after horses and learn how to ride. So that was it.
So you moved from where to where?
So we moved from basically the German border to the Austrian border.
Wow.
And so it was quite away from the rest of the family, and horses were my go-to.
And you were a jockey?
So yes, I was a jockey, yes. So I started in the Czech Republic, and then I went to Switzerland when I was at a very young age, assistant trainer to the top trainer and jockey. And then I went to Italy, where I continued my career as a jockey, and it was great fun.
What was the highlight of your riding career?
Probably be the first female winning in Sicily when they opened the race course, and I won that big race, so that was very unusual for that part of the world at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're obviously kind of best known for your international success with Marco in Newmarket. And I mean, over the years you've run horses everywhere.
Literally everywhere, and it has been amazing, because I always say the horses take you that you have no idea where you're going to end up in the next month or so, and we have been literally all over the world.
What are some of the ones that sort of stick out for you?
I would say Arlington. We had a great success there for a few consecutive years actually. We done really well, and it was very special race course for me.
And what does it take to sort of travel a horse successfully? Let's say you've got in mind a grade 1 in America in August. How far back do you need to start planning, and what goes into getting them there?
It's very different for each horse and each plan, each client, because some clients have got long-term plans and you're aiming for it even maybe a year before. Sometimes it's last-minute decision, and it has become definitely much easier to travel the horses, especially flying. The professionals are unbelievable. You can trust them 100%. They do their job beautifully.
And what sort of horse do you need, say, for Dubai in terms of temperament and physique?
It varies, because you never know how they're going to react to different training environment. And sometimes even the horses that can be a little bit mentally unstable where they are, they can come to a different place and be happy as lorries.
Mm. Has there been any sort of, over the years here in Dubai, that have really kind of got here and just thrived and loved it?
Yeah, I mean, we had many horses that we expected to be difficult, maybe even not jumping off, which some horses unfortunately do, or being too keen on the track, and they settled beautifully, and we never had issues with them. And they done very well physically and mentally, and they done very well on the track too.
And you're riding out every morning, leading your string. I think you're riding, what, 3 or 4 a morning now?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I'm trying to be busy.
And how does that help with the training?
You see, I mean, riding for me, it's passion. And for me, it's very easy to feel the horse, how they obviously move, how they behave, how they improve, or how they take to the races and their work. So it's much easier from my point of view to train them that way.
And over the years coming over to Dubai, I think you've probably missed maybe one carnival, have you, or any carnivals?
I think so, yeah.
What have you sort of learned, over the time you've been coming here?
I think patience. That's definitely with people and animals. Take it as it comes, and do your best.
And what has been the highlight since you set up in your own name?
Obviously, to have 2 winners last season, I think it was pretty special. And even having a runner in the group races, it's so unbelievable, really. I know it sounds probably, for many trainers, it's day-to-day base, but for me with small string, it's pretty special.
It is. And you seem to me to have like a sort of tremendous passion for horses. Is there ever a day that you're not around them?
Yeah, I mean, they always on my mind because I always try to understand more about them, and I think our passion, it's one of those that once you got it, that's it. There's no way out of it.
And what's your sort of, if I gave you 3 wishes, if you had a genie, what would be the 3 wishes for your training career? Because you're still so new.
Ooh.
Tricky one, isn't it?
Tricky one. To try to find the key to as many horses as possible, because sometimes that's the hardest task ever for anybody, rider, trainer, owner, jockey. To have a proper group 1 horse that takes you places and you can count on them. And to keep enjoying what I'm doing.
What makes a Group 1 horse? What makes them different?
Determination.
Really?
I do believe in that, and sometimes horses with issues, you know, physical or mental, they can perform to perfection. I mean, we had a very perfect example was Euro Charline, and she was just unbelievable on the track, and it just shows you how determined they are when they want to win.
Was she one of your favourites?
Yeah, she was special need, right? But yes, she was definitely one of the favourites because you had to always think ahead of her, and that's quite challenging. But it brings sort of spark and spice into your day as well.
What are the other ones that over the years have really sort of become special for you?
So I had a filly in Italy which I partly own, and I won 11 races on her, and she was very tricky. But again, at her level, she was just one of those horses that you knew she's gonna perform for you, and I think that's the best feeling for a rider or jockey or even trainer from the other side to have those horses doing it for you willingly.
Was it quite hard when you were a jockey? I can't imagine there were too many females.
No, in Italy there's not many females in racing anyhow, and yeah, it was fairly tough, but I must say I never felt like an outsider.
You seem to me that not much puts you off. Like if you see a problem, you just work a way around it.
Yeah, I think, you know, problems are there to be solved, not to be made.
Is that one of, no one likes this question, but is that one of your main strengths?
I guess so. Yeah, I am quite level.
And what do your kids think of your training?
Actually, it was them to push me into it.
Really?
They thought it was a great idea. They thought that, you know, I should be doing that because all my other hobbies are not good enough to be a job. so they thought it was great, and they even think I'm a good businesswoman, which is quite surprising coming from them.
I can imagine that that's probably the worst part of training, isn't it? All the admin.
Of course, yeah, of course. And you know, we're still quite in the phase that we need to develop more the Dubai side, and I'm really looking forward to that, or doing that over the summer. And there's obviously I would like to have an assistant for next year, and I would love to have a personal assistant too if I can afford it. So there's lots to build on, but you know, I gave myself 5 years to see how big we can go. But I'm not saying only numbers, but the sort of strength more than the numbers.
And when does your Dubai planning start, or does it never stop?
It never stops. It never stops. So basically, when I'm booking the flight for the following season, I'm already booking them literally around the sales calendar to go home to England and or Europe for the sales.
And will you be, I imagine you'll be looking at the horses in training sales again?
Breeze up, horses in training sales. I would love to go to America for the breeze ups too. It just depends obviously what the clients would like to do too. So we need to have a discussion before the end of the season here and see if I'll be able to go to America and buy a few hopefully there. But it's definitely France, Ireland, England, anywhere I can sort of try to source horse suitable for Dubai, I'll be there.
So next year we could see even more than 11.
Well, let's see. As I said, you know, it's not about not only the number, but about the quality and the strength and the right horses, which is never easy to find.